So what's good everyone, my name is MrDalekJD and what I'm going to show you today is going to absolutely blow your mind. I'm sure you amongst many other people would absolutely love to see a Tranzit remaster or just to be able to play Tranzit again in a new Call of Duty game. What if I was to tell you that there was a remastered version of Tranzit, complete with its own new separate storyline, as well as new areas of Tranzit behind the cornfield to play with, as well as gigantic zombie boss fights? Welcome to one of Call of Duty's biggest kept secrets, as well as what to me looks like the absolute ultimate mobile game to own. What you're seeing is all part of a brand new version of Call of Duty called Call of Duty Legends of War, which is a mobile game developed by the Chinese developer Tencent that make Call of Duty Online, and it was only available in Australia on Android for a very limited time. During that limited alpha time, a good friend of mine known as Gun of Truth or Andy managed to get the game running on an Android emulator on PC so we can take a look at all the features of this brand new Tranzit remaster. Starting things off with Bus Depot, which looks, as you would expect Bus Depot to look, but straight off the bat, we already have a brand new enemy type that we never saw originally, which is a zombie called the Inferno, which of course is just your napalm zombie from Shangri-La, but still, it's transformed the Bus Depot area to a brand new playable space. Rather than it be just a straight up survive as many rounds as you can, it's more objective based where, like I said, there is a narrative to this where you have to complete different objectives in each different part of the Tranzit maps in order for you to basically succeed in this story. And what's really weird as well is you have a commander from Modern Warfare 3 that's commanding you, telling you what to do. So this is like taking everything from Tranzit and making it better, but simplifying it into a objective based thing and including new bosses as well. Now you're watching this, you might actually forget that this is a mobile game, and this is what's pretty crazy because the graphics honestly look very similar, if not identical in my opinion, to Black Ops 2 on like an Xbox 360 or PS3. They honestly look really good. Most of these objectives are time-based, where you just have to kill a certain amount of zombies before the time ends for you to complete the objective, but everything is exactly as it originally was, complete with buildable tables and all that kinds of crazy stuff. But it gets even weirder still, because we have the diner area where we start off with Hellhounds attacking us, which we never saw in the original version. As you can see, it's a lot more gated off, like it was in the original turned game mode for this particular map, Diner. But it's crazy how accurate one-to-one this is from the original Tranzit. Is literally just taken straight out of it, but things get even weirder. So if you thought just killing zombies in the dino was weird enough, then this is going to really shock you, because this is something which Tranzit never had originally, which I think would be insane if Treyarch were to ever bring these back, but it just seems so abnormal. But we have a boss fight in the diner area, which is the Butcher. Now looking at this thing, it's definitely an original design from something we've never seen before in zombies. There is absolutely no narrative behind why this guy is here. He has a butcher's knife in his right hand and some sort of flaming hook with his left hand, which he's just running towards you and just kind of stomping around the place, making a real nuisance of everything. But I still think it is so cool that we even have these boss fights in the first place. When it comes to the description of the game modes itself, it says that zombies is to overcome hordes of the undead in stunningly visual PvE raids. But you didn't think we were done there, right? Because we have Town. How could we have a Tranzit remaster without Town being in here? One of the most iconic parts of Tranzit. And we start off with a brand new boss called the Spitter. Now, I don't know exactly where this thing came from, but as you can quite clearly see, he has the power to spit fire at you, probably straight out of Tranzit's lava. But as you can see, the town has been remastered. Quite a beautiful way, to be honest. It looks exactly one-on-one. You can't get inside the bank, unfortunately, but you do get given a drop from that Spitter zombie, which you have to use to disarm several bomb locations around the town, which I think is pretty cool, narrative-based, because we never saw this before. But if you thought it couldn't get any worse, they've got practically everything from Tranzit. What more could they have, which they forgot? Well, we do have denizens back in this. I'm not joking you, there are denizens inside of this version of Tranzit. And if they can't jump on your head, then they jump on the zombie's head. I don't know if this is the right evolution with the denizens. Like, I don't know if we can even take this as the official next version of Tranzit, as I never thought we'd see the denizens back again, but it would be unfaithful to not bring this back and not bring the denizens. But God, does this seem even more frustrating than it already did. These poor zombies already have trouble seeing us, let alone having denizens stuck to their face as well. But the spectacle you've really been waiting for is the brand new areas of Tranzit and the boss fight. So welcome to the Avogadro boss battle. That's right, we're in a brand new part of the cornfields and we have a huge Avogadro to take down. Now this is probably our worst nightmares. I never thought we'd ever see an Avogadro boss fight before, but it seems to work a little bit different to how we remember. So the Avogadro moves around just like it originally did in Black Ops 2, but this thing can be taken down with bullets, which is pretty awesome. As we can see there, we take that one out pretty quickly. The same lovely animations that we had before, but it's now left some electrical signals that we need to investigate. And this is coming from an unknown signal giving us a message. As you can see, the message is being sent from the Avogadros themselves, saying now all of our secrets have escaped, and we have mutated zombies attacking us now as the punishment for their crimes. This is really crazy, okay? We just killed an Avogadro, and now we've got more Avogadros, mutating zombies, and giving us a message and backstory that we never knew before. In the original storyline, the Avogadro is just a test subject which got unleashed accidentally, and that's how we see it inside of Tranzit. But here, we're getting some wild storyline here. And if one boss fight wasn't enough, then how about another one in the cornfields being the Butcher back again? He sends out his Hellhounds, and then he's here again. But as you can see, I mean, for a mobile game, it's not going to be too difficult, of course. And I would love if they fully flesh this out with a much deeper, you know, the classic wave upon waves of infinite waves of zombies, as well as these objective things. But honestly, this is a really cool little take on the Call of Duty Zombies formula, because this is something we're not used to. It's like a mix of extinction objectives with your classic zombies. So we have a Hellhound section where there's tons of Hellhounds attacking us, and if you didn't notice already, you do have this really big mini map on the top right, which lets you know whereabouts you are in terms of how much space you have to run around and stuff. The Butcher has a few phases where he has about 3 of those bars of health that you need to take down before he's fully gone, but I really saved the best till last, because this last boss fight is like the concoction of all of our dreams of the zombie boss battle. And the thumbnail may have given this away, but if so, I'm sure you were intrigued, and now we're going to have your intrigue upped by a lot here, because we have one of the craziest bosses I've ever seen. We've had the word Cerberus mentioned before in Call of Duty Zombies, but never have we had a 3-headed Mob of the Dead dog as a boss fight. This looks insane. Now, this isn't just some weird dream you're seeing here. This is a full-fledged Hellhound boss fight with its own custom attacks and animations, which frankly to me looks incredibly impressive. From the team that's at Tencent making this stuff, this is like every Call of Duty Zombie fan's dream to see this sort of thing come to life. It has attacks where it's shooting out fireballs, but it's once you start attacking it that things just go crazy, because at the moment you see it with only one head, but then out of nowhere it just grows more and more heads and just looks like the most ugly mutation of a zombie boss that you could ever imagine. Now I want to know down below in the comment section, what do you think of a boss fight like this, a 3-headed Hellhound, which is gigantic as a boss? It looks so cool, and as an idea for a mobile game in general, is this something which you will pick up if it ever comes out for a full release here in the UK and Europe as well as the USA? It was an alpha test on mobile in Australia for about a week or so before it disappeared, and it was only on Android, but I'm sure it will be a full-fledged release at some point in the near future. But let me know in the comment section if this does come out in your country on your mobile device, is this something you're interested in having a go at playing? I assume this is going to be free but contains microtransactions. It's essentially like a version of Call of Duty Online but available on mobile. Now, from a business perspective, I can understand this is Activision trying to cash in on the mobile gaming scene, as they already own Candy Crush, which is one of the biggest mobile games in the world. Fortnite on mobile is doing extremely well. PUBG on mobile is doing extremely well. So it only makes sense at this point for there to be a good Call of Duty game on mobile, and this looks like the answer to it. Call of Duty Legends of War. I'm sure as time goes on, we'll see even more from this game and even more impressive zombie stuff. Like, if you thought the COD Online zombies was crazy with the cyborg zombies and all that crazy stuff, which I've shown over my channel over the past few years since that's been in development, this looks like another can of worms when it comes to the craziest things that we could see, which are actually official Call of Duty content. I'll leave the video by just allowing you to watch some just straight gameplay without me talking, so you can hear the sounds and you can just take in what's going on. But if after this video you are jealous that Australians got to play this on their Androids for about a week or so before it going away, and you want this to be a thing on mobile, because I know you're going to waste tons of hours playing this, let me know in the comments section. And if you like this, then make sure to leave a like rating as well. Big thank you to my friend Andy, Gun of Truth, for the gameplay. You can check out his channel linked down below in this video's description. And thank you for watching, and I'll catch you for another one in the future. Enjoy some Tranzit.
I confirm your team's arrival at the farm. Search the buildings for civilians. Reanimated confirmed. Engage all contacts. Clear. Search the house at your 6 o'clock. Detected in the warehouse. Identify. Move out. Clear all reanimated. Side Ev is already processing your intel. I confirm your team's arrival at the farm.